All right, let's get started. Thanks so much for joining us. What we're going to be doing today is we are going to specifically in Attio, but realistically, you can do this in any CRM. We are going to be creating an agent that takes a call transcript from a sales call. Like that could live in a Gong, that could live in a Fathom, that could live in a Grain, whatever. Takes a transcript plus the information from the call and updates your CRM records. So it'll go to your CRM. It'll go to your CRM. It will update the custom objects and it'll add a note, right? You can kind of get it to do anything in a CRM, right? You can get it to make a deal. You can get it to contact. You can do whatever. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll be able to see that. But that's what we're going to be doing, right? Because the issue is that my background's as an engineer. I spend most of my day taking sales calls. And our head of sales absolutely hates me because I always forget to update the CRM. So I built this for myself. I want to show it to you guys because maybe you have the exact same problem. Yeah. So before we get started, let me actually walk you through our product and what it does. So here, I'm going to go over here. What our product is again, there's step one is that you attach it to some sort of data. Right? That for us in this situation is the transcripts from our call recordings. So you can kind of see here, this is just a dummy, this is like a dummy Gong account, but it's got like my sales calls, it's got the emails of the person that I met with, it's got the people in the meeting, and it's got the actual transcript. I can click this and you'll be able to see, let's move this here. You'll be able to see like all of these. And let me walk you through how to build an agent really, really quickly, because that will go in and, it'll go in and help us find something. Okay, so we're going to start here. We're going to go in here and we're going to start just typing, right? So you start by creating an agent using like a system message. So we'll go here and we'll say, hey there, you are a CRM summarizer. I will give you a transcript from a sales call, and I want you to summarize it for me and then find a deal. We'll actually just do this for right now. I want you to summarize it for me. Tell me what my takeaways are. I am Ibby. And tell me what the other person's action items are. And what you can do is you can test it, right? Let's test this really quickly. Let's grab this one from Sarah. And we'll come in here and we'll ask this agent, right? Like it's not running, it's not agentic. We'll ask it what it wants, right? Takeaways for Ibby and action items for Sarah. Done. Now, what we want to do is we want to run this automatically on top of every single transcript that is in our Gong database or in our Gong account. And we want it to run automatically as the time goes forward. So we'll give it access to email. We'll give it access to column that has the email. And we'll give it access to people in meeting. And so this is where you give it sort of like access, just like mail merge, you give it access to like where in Gong those things live. And they just come in as like spreadsheet column. And then you give it access to the transcript. And we'll do transcript. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I did not fill there, but there you go. And now when I hit preview and hit go, it's now running on top of, you see this transcript, email, people in meeting. And now it's like run takeaways for Ibby for all of them. Takeaways for Ibby, action items for Sarah, action items for takeaways for Ibby, action items for Alex. It's done it for every single one. But there's one thing that's missing here is we want it to be able to go to Attio and actually like find the associated deal, right? Like find me the deal, because then I can go and like update the deal myself. Eventually in this prompt, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing you how it's updated in Attio, which is our CRM. You can do this in Salesforce. You can do this in Hubspot, whatever. We have integrations to all of them. We're going to be doing it for Attio because that's the one that I use here at Cotera. So what you can do is you can give the agent access to a specific system. So we're going to give it access to Attio. We're going to let it get a record. So let's type it in here. I'm going to pause this for a sec while I write out the rest of the prompt, and I'll unpause and I'll show you. Okay, cool. So I'm going to close this for a sec. I finished it. This is just showing how it works. I've edited the prompt a little bit. Please find me the deal ID for the person that is not me. See if there's a deal. First, use the records list tool. So what we've done is we can actually give it access. We've given it access to Attio. We've given it access to access a record. And then return me a deal ID. The object slug is companies. This is just Attio's verbiage. And then let's just paste the transcript and email and stuff. So we'll paste this emails, but let's test it to make sure that it actually goes to Attio and grabs us the deal ID. We've got the deal here. It's this is the ID that I wanted to grab. I wanted to look up Stripe. I wanted to let's make sure that it returns this DF36C. So we go here. And then, it summarizes it. Now I will look up the deal ID for Sarah's company. It then goes to Attio, right? And it returns something, and deal ID for Stripe to be DF36C. So it's actually done it. Sweet. That's pretty great. Now let's do something a little bit harder, right? We have this prompt. And what this is going to do is if you go to this Stripe deal, let's look at all of the values. We've got all these next steps, action items. We've got, discovery call score. We've got recommended automation. And then we've got these notes. And what I want to do is I've set up an agent that goes in and it's going to fill all of these out, right? It's going to fill all of them. It's going to fill it all out. It's going to do it automatically. And I've written a prompt that if it works, it should do it. So let's go through this prompt really quick, right? So we've got this Cotera deal finder. I put it in this doc because it's a little bit longer. But you can kind of see how it works. Your Cotera deal finder updater, resolve the person in the company, find me the deal. And then I want you to write back the structured outcome. And then I want you to create a markdown note. So I've given it a section where I've told it what it is, told it what my action is for it. What are the inputs? I'm going to give it an email. I'm going to give it a transcript. And I'm going to give it the participants. The exact same thing that we gave it in here, right? I've got some rules. Who am I? I'm Ibby. I want it to ignore me. I don't want it to find a deal with me in it. I wanted to find a deal with Stripe, because that's what we're going to test it with. I'm going to give it steps A and B to resolve a company. So I want it to go and first search for the company. Then I want it to find an existing deal. I've given it 2 ways of doing that. It can go find it by deal, or it can find it by person. And then what it can do is it will read the deal, right? So it'll go the deal. It'll figure out, all of these prospect next steps, Cotera action items, call score, recommended automation, and then notes. It's going to not be able to do this because notes are not in here. There's a specific note question. Extract the outcomes. It's given me sort of some, prospect next steps. This is what I want. The action item, the call score, the recommended automation, the note summary. And then I want it to update the deal with all of them. And then I want it to create a note. And this is what I want in the note. I've given it examples for everything. And then at the end, I want it to return me a deal ID. Okay. So let's go and actually make a agent that does this. I'm going to snap my fingers and it'll be done and I'll show you. So 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. We're here. I just need to give it access to Attio. I need to give it access to go to records, list a record. I need to give it access to update a record, and I need to be able to give it access to get a record. Great. And so we're going to do this. Let's paste our old thing in there. And we're going to give it access to Claude Sonnet 4, because that might be the most fun. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Boom. Okay. Let me start by resolving the prospect's company and finding the existing deal. Sick. Great. I found Stripe. Now let me search for the existing deal associated with its company. Okay. It didn't work that way. I'll use the record get method. So it's fixed itself, right? So it didn't work the first time. So now it's grabbing the record. Okay, it's grabbed it. Now I can see the available fields and their types. Let me extract the key information. Great. It's done this. High interest ready for pilot. If you need to send the SOW, recommended automation. And now it wants to update the record. Sick. Okay, that worked successfully. Okay. Okay. Yep. It's like returning everything. It's like working. It's done the thing. It's done the thing. It's done the thing. Okay. Okay, sweet. And now I need it to, okay, cool. It did it. It did it. Let's go here. Ah, incredible. We've got it to get the next steps. We've got it to get the action items, discovery skull core, and then the recommended automation. It did forget to do the notes. So what we have to do is we have to improve this prompt. Make sure to also add the note at the end. Oh, it's because we didn't give it access to add the note. Okay. Yep. We forgot about it. We didn't give it access to create a note. Please also create the note. You're absolutely right. Let me create the link note as well. That was my fault. Now, when we run this on top of everything, it should, okay. Yep. Now it wants to create the note. Boom. And now when we go into notes, there we go. We've got it in here. It's done it. Pretty seamless. And basically what we can do now, right, is we can set this to every single time a new thing finishes in Gong. Like we can have it check every 5 minutes to see, hey, has a new call finished? And if so, I want you to run this agent, and it'll just automatically, because I've given it access to email and transcript. Oh, we need to give it access to people. It'll run it. And that is how we create an AI agent to automate things end to end in Attio. Thanks so much. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to suggest the next automations in the comments below.